What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Shaunicus Smoke Cigars. Here today to smoke the Alec Bradley post-embargo blend code B15. This thing is wrapped head to toe in paper. It says post-embargo on there. Yeah. This cigar is a 6x52 Toro. It uses a Honduran Criollo wrapper, double binder from Nicaragua and Honduras, and filler from Nicaragua and Honduras. Yeah, so this actually is not the original post-embargo. The original post-embargo was released in 2015. Let me give this a little cut. Got the Il Maestro. Snug draw. It's pretty good. Yeah, so the original post-embargo was released in 2015, and it had a similar makeup. I think it was a Honduran wrapper. I think it was a Corojo, and double binder and filler, both from Honduras and Nicaragua. But this thing's going out. Yeah, started in 2015. They discontinued it in 2021. And then in 2023, they made the new post-embargo. I think the old one was a box press as well. I don't know, I didn't have it. But anyways, the reason I chose this cigar, which by the way, happy 4th of July, this was the first cigar I smoked for my first 4th of July when I was smoking cigars. And I watched a Cigars Daily video, and Tim Swanson put this one on the list, and it sounded really interesting, and I smoked it. I don't remember too much of it when I first tried it, other than I liked it. So it's been 1 year, and I'm gonna revisit it and see how it goes. Yeah, right at light up. Getting a little bit of chocolate, getting a little bit of sweetness. Can't really put my finger on it. It is a bit creamy. A little bit of cedar, a little bit of nuttiness. But, you know, overall, this is starting out pretty good. So I'm gonna keep on smoking down through the first third, and I'll come back and share some of my thoughts. What's up, everybody? I'm back. Here in the first third. So yeah, pretty interesting. It's got some sweetness to it. It's got like kind of a stone fruit flavor to it. It's almost kind of a dusty fruit note. It's got kind of like a sour grape taste, almost like a wine grape skin kind of flavor on the long finish sitting on my palate, which is pretty interesting. It's kind of nice. It's definitely the strongest note that's in this cigar, that long finish, that sour note. I get kind of a musty cedar note and a little bit like of chocolate on the retrohale, but the retrohale is kind of disappointing. Like, it seems like it's got good smoke output, but it's actually pretty arid, pretty wispy. The retrohale, I can't even feel it. I can't even tell, without even looking at myself on camera, I can't even tell that smoke is coming out unless I can actually see it. So yeah, I think because of that, the flavors are pretty muted. I get faint hints of the flavor, but they're not very bold. I doubt that this cigar has been aging for a long time, but you know, because I think it was only released 2 years ago. So But yeah, so far, you know, the flavors are good. Get a nice stone fruit, get a little bit of florality, musty cedar, and also that kind of like wine grape skin flavor on the palate. But that seems to be lasting the most right now. So I'm going to keep on smoking through to the end of the second third, and I'll come back with some more notes. What's up, everybody? I'm back. Getting down to the band. Construction's pretty good. Ash has kind of got like a dark coloring to it. I don't know what that means. Anyways, yeah, overall, you know, I'd say this is a pretty mild cigar. I can see why I liked it the first time I smoked it. It definitely has like some like fun flavors in it, especially for like a new smoker. That, you know, with the dark wrapper, it seems like it might be kind of bolder, but it's actually pretty mild. So I can see why I liked it when I first smoked it. But yeah, at this point, that dusty fruit note that I was getting has just kind of morphed into a like generic powdered sugar kind of flavor. Still a little bit sweet, still kind of tasty. Still getting that muted musty cedar with a strong sour flavor on the long finish. Kind of like that, you know, skin from like wine grapes or whatnot, but it's still there. And that note, that long finish is like pretty much has been staying there like the whole time. It was pretty nice in the beginning, but if this kind of continues into the final third, it's probably gonna like lose its luster. But yeah. At this point, finally, I'm getting a faint hint of pepper on the retro. It's usually when I retro the whole thing through my nose, and even then, it's like 1 or 2 out of 10 on the sting. So overall, it's still the same profile from the first third. Some of the flavor, some of that fruit note is kind of dropping off, but everything else is pretty much staying the same. Fairly muted, pretty linear, but overall like decent profile. But you know, at this point, kind of wish there was a little bit more punch to it. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on smoking this down past to the final third, probably about where my fingers are, and I'll come back and give my final thoughts. All right, everybody, I'm back into the final third. So that sour grape note that was on the long finish has kind of come into the retrohale now. I'm finally getting a bit more pepper. I'd say probably about a 3 or 4 out of 10. But then again, I do have to retro the whole entire thing. Yeah, at this point, I am pretty tired of that grape note. But yeah, that musty cedar that I was getting on the retrohale was pretty pleasant, but it's kind of morphed into a kind of a charred cedar. That mustiness has kind of gone away at this point. I'm also getting kind of a gritty earth on the back of the throat. It's not super awesome, but yeah, that faint sweetness at this point is just barely hanging on by a thread. And yeah, that sour grape note, like I was saying, that was on the long finish, it's more turned into a chalky sour note that's kind of drying to the palate. So yeah, like this cigar, it's just okay. I don't necessarily know why it would be recommended to smoke this on the 4th of July, other than, you know, it's got an American flag on it, which is also like backwards and upside down. It's also got a Cuban flag on there. So I think Alec Rubin from Alec Bradley, like when this was initially like announced in like 2014, it was like addressing the term like non-Cuban, like Cuban cigars and non-Cuban cigars, and people at the time, maybe they just thought that there was just those two categories. So he made this one, and I think he made some quote about when the embargo is lifted that he wants his cigars to be smoked next to Cuban. So I don't know if that's gonna happen. Yeah, it's been okay. But I will say this. I think that this is an excellent cigar for newcomers. Like when I first smoked this one, like I had only been smoking for a few months. If you're just smoking nothing but Connecticut's or shade-grown cigars, lighter ones, and you want to branch out and get some like sweeter notes, some stone fruit, that's also not going to knock you out. This would be good for you. The construction on it has been on point. I haven't had any touch-ups on this. The ash has held on for like 1.5 inches at times, and it hasn't fallen on me at once. I remember that being the case when I first smoked it. So I was pretty impressed. I don't think at the time I had had a cigar that was holding on like this. And I just got this. I probed it. It was about a 65 at the cap and about 62 at the head. But yeah, I know it's not a glowing review, but it's not a terrible cigar. I definitely had a good time with it. I just wish it was a bit punchier and a little less muted. And I mean, if you do try this, don't sit on it. Like, this cigar has only been out for like a couple years, so you know, even if you happen to get one that's been like that came out 2 years ago, like I would just smoke it right away. Don't let it rest, because I can't imagine it's going to get bolder. But overall, still a good cigar. I probably would revisit it again. Maybe, you know, smoke it with a friend. Maybe if you have some friends coming over for your 4th of July party. If you even want to use this cigar for a 4th of July party, then, you know, you could smoke it along with them, and I don't think that you would have a terrible time. So, yeah. Yeah, so this is my review of the Alec Bradley Post-Embargo B15 in Toro. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.
This is America, from the purple mountains, majesties, from shining sea to shining sea, free to live out your wildest dreams. Our Constitution is #1, loud and proud.